What's going on, everybody, and thanks for stopping by for another video. I recently purchased another lure making kit off of Amazon. This one's a Dove Sun spinner making kit. Now, based off the last one, I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to work out because, well, I mean, they're just spinners. That last kit that I bought, some of the plugs worked, some of them didn't. The action on some of them just were non-existent. It just kind of went straight through the water with no wobble or anything like that. So I'll be curious to see how these work out. So let's get into it. Now, like I said, this is it's a kit made by Dove Sun. I apologize for the glare there. That lighting kind of sucks right here. But it's made by Dove Sun, and this is the container that it comes in. Let me get this opened up here for you. Comes with this nice little card here. Good customer service and all that kind of stuff. Dove Sun Vision. Try it again in English. Dove Sun Vision, make fishing more fun. So that's cool. You got this cool little graphic here. The epic fish you'll catch with these lures. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I don't think there's any brown trout around here, but we can certainly give it a shot. And in the packaging, much like the other lure kit, you have these nice sticker graphics. I'm going to assume, just like the other kit, that these things will not stick to anything, so I'm not even going to worry about those. But included in the kit, you have all the assortments that you would need to... Oh, crap, that fell apart. But you have all the assortments that you would need to put a little spinner together here. You got the main shaft of it. You got your little red hooks, red feathers rather, bigger green hooks, smaller bodies, bigger bodies, your, gold and silver blades. Some of them have little scales on them. Some of them are just smooth. And then your assorted beads to go with them. Now, for today's video, I'm just going to try making probably put 2 or 3 of them together. And I really want to see how long it's going to take just to put a spinner together. I mean, it's really just putting a bunch of things on a wire and twisting it. But we'll see. I mean, I'm going to time myself and see how quickly I can get one made. Now, disclaimer, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not a professional, so we'll see. But let me get the camera flipped around here, and I'll start piecing some of these together. So these are the 3 styles of spinners that I'm going to put together. And one's just going to be a solid gold, one's going to be a little silver with a little red tail, and this one's going to be a solid green with a little silver blade. Now, some tools that I have that do not come included with the kit are going to be some pliers and some wire cutters. I can't imagine you're going to need a whole lot for these, but we'll see what happens once I start putting these together. All right, so the first one I'm going to put together here is going to be this green one. What I want to do here first is I'm going to take this little pink bead and try to thread it through this needle here. Put that through. Put my blade through. A second bead. That way it'll kind of look like that. That way the blade will have free movement. Feed the body through it. So it'll look like so. And then this comes the interesting part of sizing it, because you're going to want to make sure, I'll do this without hooking myself, you're going to want to make sure that you have enough room on here that this is still going to have free range of movement without causing any issues. So I'm thinking that if I guesstimate somewhere right around in here. Now, here comes the interesting part, because you're supposed to wind this around, but I am not entirely sure how to do that here without putting a hook in myself, so let's figure this out. All right, so not exactly the prettiest thing in the world, but that's kind of how you want this to start. Then you're going to have to wrap it around. All right, so I went ahead and wrapped this 2 times around that base. I'm hoping that should be enough, but we'll just go ahead and clip that then. Well, that's a different atmosphere. All right, so there you have it. There's one spinner put together. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll get these last 2 patterns put together here, and then I'll show you the finished product. If you should decide to buy this kit or something similar, one tip I will give you just from learning from doing these couple of spinners is that when you bend, well, go to make your bend for the hook, make sure you give yourself more than you think you're going to need for the shank. That way you have room for these to slide up and down the shank. On this one here, I really kind of cut myself short, and when I wrapped it, it's all kind of pinched up on itself, so it's not really free moving. You know, these ones I actually have range of motion here on the shank of the wire for everything to move up and down. You know, same with this little guy here, so there's actually a little wiggle room. So make sure you give yourself enough room to bend and make that loop in the wraps. So it took me about, 7 minutes to do those last 2 lures, spinners. And really isn't that difficult to actually piece together. The only really hard part is actually bending the wire. That's where, you're going to run into your most difficulty. Just trying to bend it around on itself and making sure you're getting decent wraps. Now, I did all of these, I wrapped all of them 3 times, just to give it a little extra resilience and strength. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. Completely 100% amateur here, so I don't know if you need to do more than that, if that'll be enough to at least hold a fish, if you get something of decent size to it. I wouldn't expect anything super monster to catch on, but you wouldn't expect to catch anything super monstrous on these. They're just little little spinners. But it is nighttime right now, so I can't get out and try these. But we'll take a quick intermission, and then we'll get these out in the water and try them and see how they actually work out. All right, so maybe you can see that there in the camera or not, but it does do spinner things, which is good. Let's see if it'll do fish things. There's a little bit of weeble wobble action to it too. It's pretty nice. Tell you what though, this water is crystal clear. I don't know if that's going to hurt or help the fish in here, but water temp is super cold, so that probably doesn't help at all. But so, given my thoughts on this, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with the action and everything else like that on it. I think it moved through the water pretty well, has a good wobble to it. All that jazz. So I suspect this will catch fish. Now, granted, fishing here in my backyard is tough, just because of how low the water is, how cold the water is, the way the planets are aligned, and everything else like that. So may not catch a fish here doing this, but I would definitely recommend this Dove Sun kit. And retract my previous review of that last lure kit that I got. I mean, it's kind of cool just to make stuff, but in terms of functionality, the lures really aren't that great. This Dove Sun kit for making little spinners, like Panther Martin type spinners, definitely recommend it. You can get some paints and make these bodies whatever. Oh, that was a leaf. Make these bodies whatever color you want. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'd definitely recommend it.